Pause and heading back out. Getting ready to go past the 45-second mark. Again, as mentioned, the hamstring is great for posterior stability of the knee, and it's going to improve the ability for you to have better balance and or coordination, dexterity during your walking. Welcome back to the MS Workouts channel. My name is Jeff Gotte, and in this week's Steady Pace exercise video, I'm going to help you improve your mobility even when you can't get up from your chair. I want to reassure you that it does not matter how long you have been inactive for, it's never too late to regain your mobility and strength through science-based strength training, and that's exactly what we're going to do here today. Now, before we begin exercising, I'm excited to announce that we are offering a massive 50% discount on all of our mini courses until the end of the month, because we really want each and every one of you to experience the wonders of these programs. Whether you're looking to reduce your foot drop, improve your mobility, or simply start the journey with MS specific exercises, our mini courses are designed to help you achieve exactly that, every one of your goals, step by step, at your own pace, and there are no auto renewals to any of these mini courses. This offer is only available until May 31st, 2024, so make sure you take a little bit of time here and go to www.msworkouts.com and click the Rentals button. Use the coupon code MINI50, okay, all capital, MINI50, and you will receive rental price discount at 50%, okay? Yes, I said that right, 50%. Again, just go to www.msworkouts.com, click the Rentals button to begin your journey with one of our mini courses today. All right, we're going to execute a metabolic, my apologies, what we call a dynamic, okay, abduction. So we just focused on the thighs and the rear end. We're now going to focus on the abductors and a little bit of what's called the glute med. Okay, we're going to go a dynamic set, which is the contraction and then the lengthening of the muscle tissue. We're going to start in the fully contracted position of the abductors or glutes. Okay, we're going to initiate movement in 2, 1, clock is on. So we're heading in, 7 seconds each direction is the ideal tempo. 2, 1, now transition back the other direction. If you want to loop a band around your thighs here, okay, to give yourself 2, pause, 1 more difficulty or exercise or stimulus during the exercise itself, please feel free to do so. The goal is muscle failure on this exercise, so you want to get to the point where you can no longer go all the way back out to that starting position or fully contracted muscle of the abductors or glute med. That's going to ensure that the clearest stimulus of overloading the muscle has been sent to the body, which is going to lead to the best results. Now, targeting these abductors and this glute med is going to help with strengthening your hips, which is an important part of mobility and injury resistance, right? And getting away from that candidate assisted device, right? It's going to improve that walking. As we head up, you're squeezing the glutes, pausing, and then heading back in. Now we're in the exhaust range, final 30 seconds. If and when you get to the point where you can't continue through the full range, you notate that time, pat yourself on the back knowing you successfully did it, and then just jump back in with your best effort. More than likely, your output or your ability during this set is going to start to decline. You're not going to continue to be able to do as much as you were at the beginning. That's a good thing. That's what the challenge is. That's what the challenge is, right? Is to progressively challenge the body, give your best effort, which leads to the best results. For 2, 1, and relaxing, disengaging. I'm going to go to my trusty progress journal here. I did not reach muscle failure, so I'm going to write 130 body weight. And I'm going to write plus. I need to add a resistance band next time. Add difficulty next time to this exercise. Seated and going dynamic wasn't quite enough for me to prompt the best results, right? Now we're going to go into an exercise that targets the hamstrings, so the posterior side of that lower body. Is the MS Workout Steady Pace Club really worth the money? This is a question that we get a lot, and it's an important one for you to ask yourself, so let's talk about it. The average price of a membership at a big gym is anywhere between $40 to $70 per month, and that does not include personal training or even group classes. Depending on your insurance and where you live, an average session with a physical therapist costs anywhere between $50 to $175 per session. Each session is usually about an hour long with no time afterwards for questions. The average cost, of a personal trainer in the US is anywhere between $40 to $80 per session, and that trainer may not have a clue what MS is or how to help you specifically manage it or reduce those symptoms. Now, let's compare those options to our steadypace membership club. The average membership of our steadypace club is only $39 per month, but here's what you're gonna get. Symptom-specific workout classes for foot drop, hip flexors, weak grip, balance, and much more on a weekly basis. Weekly live workout classes, that's what I said, live workout classes by our trainers so you can perfect your form and make sure the intensity and specificity is there to develop the results you're looking for. Weekly live Q&As where we have time to help you answer your questions. It's with myself and our team so we can connect directly and make sure you're dialed in. Support groups, so you can be uplifted when you're feeling down by individuals that are living with MS just like you. Stretch classes for when you're feeling tight and you need that active rest recovery in specific areas. Recovery classes like yoga and our proprietary movement drills that are going to allow you to increase the oxygenated blood flow on a daily basis and not only maintain, but improve your health. Instant access to our MS Online Progress Journal, which is an awesome tool to help you track your progress in real time with charts and easy to use functions. And let me say for a second, it's not just about the price. We have delivered real results to thousands of people since we began in 2017. Clients like Larry, who retired his AFO. Others like Valerie, who is no longer relying on her walker. Nicole, for example, can now grocery shop on her own. All of these clients achieve their goals by strengthening their bodies and neuromuscular system through a science-based steady pace technique, and you can do the same, right? Which is gonna help with posterior stability of the knee and or that walking gait, okay? All right, let's go ahead and rock and roll. We're gonna execute a dynamic leg curl and leg extension. So you wanna scoot towards the front of your chair. I want you to also think about taking your shoe off, your sock off, reduce the friction as much as possible on the floor. You could also put a piece of paper underneath your feet as you move through the range. And when we move through this range of motion, our heels are coming all the way underneath the chair and then all the way back out. So we're actually working the hamstrings as you pull under and the quadriceps as you extend out. Taking what you can and giving your best effort. You ready to rock and roll? All right, come to full flexion, bring the heels all the way underneath. Clock is on. You're gonna initiate movement out slowly, and as you extend, we're working the quadriceps of the thighs, thinking about slowly extending the knees all the way. You're gonna pause and then head back underneath. The hamstrings are being actively engaged, and you're simply drawing the feet underneath as far as you can during the range of motion. Pausing and then heading back out. The goal is muscle failure. So when you can no longer continue through the full range with this exercise, that's the successful end. You're gonna notate the time on the clock above, and you will go forward knowing you successfully did it, right? Pause and heading back out. Getting ready to go past the 45-second mark. Again, as mentioned, the hamstring is great for posterior stability of the knee, and it's going to improve the ability for you to have better balance and or coordination, dexterity during your walking gait. The next 15 seconds is gonna take us past that 60-second mark. If you're continuing with uninterrupted movement here and continue to keep the hamstring and quadricep loaded, then you are doing it, right? Giving your best effort, continuing to rock. That's what exercise is all about. We're in the final 30 seconds, no matter what. As we come to the end point, you're gonna pause, slowly heading back under, getting ready to go past that 115 mark, looking to reach momentary muscle failure. You want to get to the point where you can no longer continue to move through the full range of motion. Breathing through it. Let's go one more final attempt to reach momentary muscle failure. Bringing heels underneath all the way to full flexion for 2, 1, and slowly relaxing. Once again, I completed the exercise set. Okay, so I'm gonna write 130. You may have reached muscle failure. You may have gotten to the point where you could not continue with that uninterrupted engagement of the muscle and movement. If you did, then great, you did it. Pat yourself on the back and write okay. I, on the other hand, need to increase the difficulty. So if you were able to complete the entirety of the set, you need to write a plus mark, circle it as well, 130, use body weight, and increase the difficulty next time on those hamstrings. All right, to wrap things up, we're going to add in a little bit more specificity into the walking gait today in this exercise, part 2 of lower body strength and increase or improvement of your mobility. And we're gonna add in a exercise for foot drop, which is an ankle extension and flexion. Simply give your best effort. If you struggle with foot drop, that is the beauty of steady pace and this process, is that as long as you're giving your best effort and you're challenging yourself progressively, you will see results. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Let's get one more in. Here we go. All right, last exercise. We're going to go a dynamic set. So I just want you to extend your legs out. We're focusing on the lower limb here. If you really struggle with foot drop, you can always take a towel or a band and place it underneath the forefoot, and you can help assist through the range of motion, letting your muscle do as much of the exercise as possible, right? Okay, let's go to the starting position. Bring the toes up as far as you can. I understand that if you struggle with foot drop, you may not be able to bring the toes all the way. That's okay. Come up as high as you can. Stabilize, hold. Now let's initiate movement out. Clock is on, and as you head out, you're thinking about pointing those toes. Full extension, we'll pause, and then we're going to transition heading back in. And as you come up with the foot, that is working the anterior tibialis, right, which is the muscle that allows you to get flexion out of that ankle. And again, if you struggle with foot drop, right, do not be hard on yourself right here. Utilize a towel or a band to assist you through the range of motion, allowing the muscle to do as much of the exercise as possible. Challenge yourself. Use that band or that towel as little as possible. And when you get to the point during this 90 seconds, this exercise, where you cannot continue with slow motion through the original range that you were executing, that's success. Notate the time so that when we are finished with the exercise set, you can be measured and know exactly what your output was, so that next time after you fully recover and you reapply, you can attempt to beat that time, right? That's where your strength is proven. We're heading back out, feeling a deep burn on the lateral side here, incorporating an exercise today that is the lower portion of that body, the lower limb. For 2, squeeze the top. 1, heading back out controlled. Foot drop is definitely something that hinders individuals' gait and ability to walk, so we want to make sure we're incorporating something into this part 2 that allows you to get blood flow, active engagement into that lower limb. For 2, 1, heading back out. Slow and deliberate. Let's go one more opportunity here. We'll pause, heading back the other direction. Best effort, breathing through it, and slowly disengaging. Yes, great effort right there. I got very close to reaching momentary muscle failure. Didn't quite, right? So I'm gonna write 130, plus mark, and know that I need to increase the difficulty of the exercise set. Make sure you are measured. Make sure you give your best effort, and understand that this exercise session today is that. It's exercise. It should be a high intensity. You should have challenged yourself. You should have been measured, record the outcomes, so that you can now focus vigorously on the recovery process the next 24 to 72 hours, depending on how well you engaged. If you need to increase the resistance and the difficulty because you're able to complete the exercises, then keep it exercise by increasing the difficulty, right? We don't just want it to be movement. Movement is now what's going to be executed in your active rest between the next exercise session. So, 1 to 3 times a week is what typically is the rhythm of applying exercise, with vigorously focusing on the recovery process in between that, with adequate protein levels and active rest. Hit that like button, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week at our next exercise session. Take care. Our YouTube channel is a great place to start gaining strength, but if you want to get serious about reducing your symptoms and getting results, then you need to be on a weekly structured strength training program with other individuals just like you. And that's exactly what we offer at MS Workouts through our membership. Click the link in the video or below the video to learn how our membership can help you achieve your goals. And while you're on the website, make sure you sign up for the no-cost 7-day strength camp so you can experience how we can help you do the things that you love to do with more confidence. See you all next week.